Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope 2021 is going well for you. Today I'm going to share some tips with you that you can follow for charging your phones as well as laptops. Also, I will include some tips for better battery life and so on. Stay tuned watching till the end to make sure all of your myths disappear. Before starting with the tips, let me tell you something about charge cycles. Well, most of us know that lithium-ion batteries has a finite number of charge cycles. Once your battery reaches the end of the charge cycle, the battery cannot hold up more charge like it used to do in the starting. Thus, due to this, we experience less battery backup in our gadgets. Usually, lithium-ion batteries have a varying amount of charge cycles such as 300 or 500 or even 1000 charge cycles. It also depends upon the manufacturers. Now, you might think, what is one battery charge cycle? Well, one charge cycle means that you have used an amount of battery which equals 100% of your battery's capacity. You can charge your lithium-ion batteries whenever you want. Actually, there is no need to discharge it completely to zero to begin charging. It is a myth that is being floating around the internet for years. One charge cycle means when you have actually used or discharged an amount of battery that is equal to 100% of your battery's capacity. But it isn't necessary that it should be from one charge. It could be using a device twice through the 80 to 30% of charge. Despite massive diversities in the battery technologies, the lithium-ion battery is used in gadgets. However, we've gone from improving everything on our smartphones such as the displays, the performance and everything, but the battery life is something which hasn't improved significantly. Surely, charging technologies have grown linearly but not exponentially. Chalo, let's not go out of topic with this and focus on the basics here. A typical battery contains an anode and a cathode on the negative and the positive end respectively. Between them, there is no electrolyte paste which contain ions. They are electrically charged molecules. Usually, the anode is a metal that is made of zinc or carbon, and the cathode is a metal oxide, usually manganese dioxide. You can use 50% of your battery one day, then recharge it fully at night and use another 50% the next day. So now you have discharged 100% of your battery from these two days. Now, you have discharged your battery 100% from these 2 days. These 2 days will add up only your one charge cycle. Similarly, if you deplete your battery that is just from 100% to 0%, you end up using one charge cycle in one day. Thus, if you are a scarce user, then chances are you will need several days to use one battery charge of your battery. Whereas, when the battery reaches a particular amount of charge cycle threshold, the battery begins to hold up less charge. And also with every charge cycle, the capacity of the battery to hold charge slightly diminishes. As I mentioned earlier, we use lithium-ion batteries in our devices because of high energy density, long uptime and no memory. Let's get started with what actually you were waiting for. First, let's know about the battery care for laptops. First of all, lithium-ion batteries obviously do not have an infinite battery life. As the battery starts to age, you will notice that a gradual decrease in its power capacity. This is due to the wear and the tear. The average power span of a laptop may vary from 1.5 to 4 years depending on the way you use. We cannot control the natural aging process, but we can definitely take practices which can contribute to prolonging the life of the battery. Well, now the first step is to charge your laptop regularly even if you don't use it more often. Leaving any battery without charge for an extended period of time can usually reduce its ability to store power. Moreover, an unused or completely flat battery will have a shorter battery life. And in the worst case, it will also be unusable. Also, you should store your laptops and batteries in a cool and dry place. Exposure to high temperatures such as an open shelf or in direct sunlight or in a car can impact the battery capacity. This does not mean that you should not store your battery in refrigerator or freezer. Just keep them at a temperature which is neither too hot nor too cold. Avoid using your older laptops on the bed. Place them on a flat surface where its vents and the fan outlets are not obstructed. Coming further to the battery care for smartphones, well, most of the points which were mentioned for laptops can be used to smartphones as well. Always charge your phones with its own chargers. Unlike laptops, smartphones uses a micro USB port or a USB Type-C port. However, if the charger which you are using does not match the power output as the original one, it can affect the battery performance and the capacity and the overall life as well. Always ensure that the replacement charger you are using, the power rating of the replacement charger matches the output current and the current ampere voltage with the original charger that was approved by the manufacturer. Avoid using cheap charger for unknown manufacturer. They do not include any mechanisms to protect against fluctuations and overcharging. Adapter failure could damage your battery or even your phone in extreme cases. If you use one of your phones which is becoming too hot while charging, you should remove the phone from the case if you are using it. This would help at times to control the thermal output. These tips are not enough. There are a lot of myths which we need to be busted as well. Let's tackle them one by one. Let us face them one by one. It's completely fine to keep your smartphone to charge at overnight. Modern smartphones come with a built-in charge protection which cuts off the current when the battery is charged, thereby protecting it from getting overcharged. Also use system power management options such as normal, balance or performance only if your phone has it. Do not use any third-party apps to save battery. In fact, they affect the battery life negatively by continuously running in the background and shutting down other apps, taking lock screen to display ads, and also prevent the device from deep sleeping and so on. Wait, there are also some basic charging tips that you can follow. Whenever you charge, just ensure that your battery reaches at least 80% of the charge. It is not necessary that you should always top it up to the maximum. Allow the battery to be discharged around 20 to 30% before you plug it in. Constant and unnecessary recharges can shorten the lifespan. Also, avoid draining a battery completely every time. Just allow it to drain completely once in a month and then charge it up all the way to 100%. Just allow it to drain completely once in a month and then charge it up all the way to 100% without interrupting the charge. If you are going to use a device for a long time, such as if you are not going to use a device for a long time, such as your cameras or laptops, or maybe some months, then store them with at least minimum 40 to 50% of charge. Do not keep a drained battery if storing for a long periods. If you prefer using spare battery, then try to alternate between the old and the new one. This will prevent the new one to lose its capacity to store over time. Also, here is one pro tip. Always using a fast charger might not be the best thing for a battery's health. This process involves a higher voltage to be sent to the phone's battery, which results in a rapid rise in a temperature. Whenever possible, opt for a normal charge cycle by using a normal charger or tweaking in your phone settings. Some phones have a setting to turn off fast charging. This isn't meant for desk charging or anything which is bumping the voltage, because other chargers bump up the current and so on as well. Also, another pro hack number 2 is for your laptops. Switch to an energy efficient browser on your laptop by stop using Chrome. If you spend a lot of time on the internet, you can save your battery life by switching to a low power browser. That is, both Microsoft as well as Opera have it for a long time to prove that their browsers consume less power than the others. Thus, you can opt for them and use them as well. Some research show that Chrome uses and consumes a bit more power than the rest of the browsers. Yeah, we know that we all of us prefer Chrome anytime because of the ease of use, the synchronization and the history as well. But suppose if you are doing some casual browsing where you don't need to sync your stuff, you can probably use the power efficient browsers and thereby save some power. Well, that's all I have got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you found these tips useful. Do you have any more battery tips to share with everyone? Share them with everyone in the comments below. Thank you.